with Ghostty version 1 being released recently and all of the hype surrounding it, I believe that terminals are back in business. It is cool again to use a terminal. So, uh, here are some functions and shell utilities that I have accumulated over the years to, well, make you look cool in the terminal. And hopefully, you like these. And if you do, let me know in the comments. And also, if you do want me to try out Ghosty and give you my initial thoughts and reviews, let me know. Uh, for now, there is no direct binary of Ghosty available for Linux. You have to build it from source. I have tried it out, but I've not really made a review video, so let me know if you would want that. Now, with this being said, here are some cool functions and shell utilities that I use. So I will also be showcasing a few functions that I use, and these are mostly specific to fish, which is the shell that I use. Now, these can also be ported over to Bash or CHS. The idea remains the same. The syntax will be the only thing that changes. So, with that being said, let's get started. So, let me open up my fish configuration. And as you can see, for my ls, I use exa, which is a drop-in replacement to ls that supports icons and has git support. So if I open up a new directory, probably go over to grow, which will be relevant in this thing as well. And I press LA. You can see all of my wallpapers, the grow wallpapers that I use. So this was exa. This is a Rust program. The link will be in the description. The best way to get this is to compile it from source using cargo. Although I believe there is a Arch AUR for this as well. So passing it will be as simple as doing something like this. It will show you icons and the git status, which is, well, pretty cool. So the next thing that I want to show you is a really awesome function that I'm really proud of called WellCat. Now this, I binded it to cat because I like to use this in place of cat, which is not really recommended for most people, especially people that do a lot of advanced file scripting with their Linux. But because remapping the cat has quite a lot of consequences, but you can always name it something like tat or rat or something, whatever you want to call it. But what this essentially does is it has a bunch of programs and file matching types that if it matches with any of them, it 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 targets the right command. So I use glow for my markdown files. So as you can see from this line, if the string matches anything with MD, it just passes it to glow. Or if it's a binary file, it predefies it using XXD. If it is a PNG image, it uses Western's inbuilt imgcat protocol. And if it's a directory, it directly uses exa instead of giving me that weird, this is a file, not a directory error. Well, it's not weird, but you get what I mean. Or if it all else fails, it just uses batcat. So let me actually show you how that looks. So right now I can cat out a wall and it'll show me the PNG directory. As you can see, it is just cat. I'm not actually remembering the command. I can, I, I'm pretty sure this has a readme if I'm not right. Yep, there we go. And it directly shows me a pretty readme using, well, glow. I can even cat out the current directory and it'll directly take me to the exa output rather than showing me another weird error. And I can do normal stuff as well. I can just cat out makefile and still use batcat to get a pretty syntax. This is a really cool shell function. It is not really hard to build out. So if you just use string matches, file memes, mime, I believe they are called, and some tests, which is all you need. So the next cool function that I will be showing you is tm, which if you have tmux is very, very useful. So let me show it to you in working. So let's say I am in AOC 2024's directory and I want to create a tmux session that, well, it'll be easy for me to navigate. The way you would normally do this is say tmux new session and give it a tag like AOC 2024 or something. What this self function does is I press tm and it automatically creates a tmux session with AOC 2024 as its name, and voila. If the session already exists, it just attaches to it. The way you do this is you first set the session name to the base name of the present working directory and then check if tmux has the session. Tmux works really well with the shell utilities. I don't know if anyone has told you that, but it is just awesome. So you just check if tmux has the session with that tag name. If it does, we just attach to the session. If not, we create a new session, which is pretty easy. A similar thing can be done if you also use zellij. So using zellij, you can again just query if the session exists of these and you just grab the session. Zellij unfortunately does not provide a handy dandy utility like tmux does, but it is possible with zellij as well. So we do a similar thing. We test if the session exists. If it does, we just attach, or if not, we create. Okay. So the next cool utility that I want to show off is called NZ, which stands for NeoVim zoxide in my mind, but it essentially gives me a nice little FZF interface of all of the files in a directory that I choose. And the way people normally do this is, well, quite weird. They actually cd into the directory. So let's say they go to ping pong and then they do FZF. It depends on how you want to do it. You can say probably FZF nm or uh, nm FZF like that, and you can just choose a file and NeoVim will enter into it. Now this works perfectly fine, there's nothing wrong with it. But let's say you're in some directory. We use zoxide, which if you don't know is a really awesome program that essentially uh, creates a database of all of your recently visited directories and just fuzzy finds to whichever one you want. So if I press Z ping, it goes to ping pong, which is which is in noobscience/project/ping pong. So I just skipped the extra step of having to type out 2 words, which is quite ironic. So what NZ essentially does is if I pass it, let me go to the home directory, and if I pass it NZ ping, it automatically switches to the ping pong directory and runs FZF there. So now I can just go to sock.go and go please still works because it actually sets the current working directory to the one that I choose. And the way to do that is to first set the directory to the first argument that we send and then just zoxide to the directory. Then we use FZF to set a file, and if that file is, well, a file, then we name into it, or if it's a directory, we cd into it. It's as simple as that. Really cool, really awesome to sort of speed up your hope losses. Another thing that I like to use is called tz. Well, the z, I'm pretty sure this should be f, but it's just tz out of, well, habit. This is really similar to tmux sessionizer, which is a script from the Primogen, but I do not want something that is as advanced as tmux sessionizer. I just wanted something that would let me use f in on tmux sessions. So what this does is it lists the tmux sessions, cuts it at the semicolon, and just passes it to FCF. So if I run tz right now, as you can see, we have AOC 2024 and Garbage Man. I can select between both of these, I can also do this, and it just attaches to that tmux session, and I can open up the tmux session right here, do my work, all willy danny. So it's really simple. So yeah, those were a few shell functions that I have that make my life easier. Let me know if you like this. I know this was a really out of context video, but I thought, well, terminals are in fashion again. Might as well help you look cool. The all of my dot files will be available in the description, so you can copy paste this if you like, and all of the necessary programs will also be in the description, so I'm sure you can get it there. With that being said, thanks for watching, hope you have a great one. I'll see you later, and let me know if you want me to make a ghosty video, which I will if you want me to. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.